Over the weekend, the USFL got its big rebranding and reboot with its inaugural season kicking off, and we finally decided to watch that very first game, and after a lot of fireworks, we figured, you know what? I think now is time to have the conversation of who we should root for. I mean, I've always been a fan of spring football. I mean, I was watching along with the AAF as much as possible before it got shuttered. Apologies, Memphis Express. And the XFL was starting to get a little bit of momentum going its way until everything hit. Damn. But me personally, I think there is always going to be a place for spring football, especially if you're going to be giving a lot of people who don't get a chance to make it onto the main rosters of some of the major teams in the NFL. You're giving them a chance to get some reps in and to see what somewhat NFL speed looks like. My only big regret or disappointment when it comes down to the USFL is the complete lack of a Memphis team. I mean, the Memphis Showboats were just right there, but they chose not to go with us, and I'm not on one till I die. Okay, maybe not really, but you know. But since there's no team I could be a homer for, we have to make that decision. Who are we actually going to root for this season? Hopefully this season actually reaches its conclusion. Now, of course, we could do the smart thing, go based upon familiar names and faces like coaches or players that we remember from days long past who just didn't manage to make it in the NFL. But instead, we're going to do the best thing. The only thing that actually matters when it comes down to trying to find the right team to root for, and especially when it comes down to a fledgling league, and that's focus on the drip. The only thing that we are going to base our criteria on for who we are rooting for is on the logo, on the jerseys, on the helmets, all of those meshing together, which is going to be the best team for us to be a big old stand for. So let's take a look at what these teams are actually looking like and pick our favorites. Let's go. We're starting off with the Birmingham Stallions. Yeah, there you go. All right. Kind of nifty. We saw them play again over the weekend, or at least I saw a few of the highlights. It's not bad. I mean, I do like the red and the sandy color scheme. Logo's not that bad. Birmingham is also very close by too, so it's not a bad look. Not a bad look. Not gonna lie, not a bad look. I give it like first impressions. I give it a nice little 3 out of 5. Up next, we got the Pittsburgh Maulers. Let's see what they got going for us. Purple and orange is a bold choice, but again, this is based upon the old logos and old color schemes from before, so I don't begrudge them for maintaining their level of nostalgia. Maulers logo, definitely really, harkening back to the Steel days. Yeah, it's decent. I'll give that like a 2.5. 2.5. All right, we got Tampa Bay the Bandits. Let's see what they got rocking for us. Ooh, more red. A lot of red. Gray helmet's not a bad touch. I mean, could go with a little bit of a better logo when it comes down to the Bandits, but it's not the worst thing. I mean, I've seen this in in video games where they have the same kind of bandit logo, so it's kind of uninspired. You know what? Nah. Quick result, 1.5. 1.5. Nah. Houston, the Gamblers. Not a bad team name at the very least. Don't hate it. Black, red. Again, we got a lot of black and red, or at least red adjacent. I do kind of like the slick look of the black and steely gray, but at the same time, it's giving me nothing right now. It's just, it's kind of muted. It's kind of monochromatic, just with like a little shock of red fixing it. So, 2. All right, the New Jersey Generals, again, in that inaugural game that we watched. I did kind of like it. Again, we're going to get a lot more red. There is just a lot of red in this league. Give me some variety. The logo is definitely a play on their old logo. It's not bad. It's kind of sleek, though, in a way. I kind of like it. It's not giving me anything great, but it's also not offensive in any kind of way. So, 3. Now, hold on. I'm gonna go back just a little bit because I didn't notice that little bit of blue in their uniform and in the logo. So that solidifies it. 3. That definitely helps it out a little bit more. Time for the Michigan Panthers. Let's rock with them real quick, see what they got going for us. Can I see the logo? Damn. All right, looking like we got blue, sandy, and burgundy. Okay, not bad. I kind of like that. Still on the red spectrum, but it's not that big, not that bad. I am always a big fan of the decals on helmets, like taking up most of the helmet. So like the almost wraparound look for the Panthers is, all right, it's front runner. It's front runner, 3.5. Almost a 4. Almost a 4. Yeah, I do especially kind of, I like the way that helmet just gets covered up by that decal. So yeah, you know, frig it. That's a 4. That's a 4 for me. All right, time for the breakers. All right, there we go. We got some white, some blue and white, some variations of the blue. All right, you know what? Bump it, bump it. Yo, again, that all-around wrapping on the decal. That's a 5. That's a 5 for me. Perfect. New Orleans Breakers. They take the pot right there. The front runner's right there. Yo, that's absolutely fresh. No, we going back. I'm gonna do a play-by-play on this one just real quick. The wave on the shoulder, the wave on the sleeve, right there. That does it. That does it. Breakers, definitely looking fresh. Now time for the Philadelphia Stars. Let's see what they got. More red, but it's more yellow, so I'm cool with the yellow. Definitely a throwback. All right, I'm gonna hit this up real quick. I'm like, ooh, damn. Ah, damn. We gonna take a pause once this is done. Just real quick, because yo, that's actually like low-key kind of fresh. The piping. Oh, the piping going down the jersey and down the helmet. I'm loving it. Oh, it's gonna be a toss-up because holy frick. That's when you give me some little details like that makes it just more than just, you know, basic design. I like that. I definitely like that. But all 8 jerseys are there. I'm at a loss because like I gave it to the Breakers early, but then the Stars popped in out of nowhere. I'm liking it. It's still that red color because like, there's so much red out of all 8 teams. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have some variation of red or rouge in there, and like I need more variety, and that's what the Breakers do for me. But I like the piping, the way that they got the stripes going down the helmet, going down the side of the jersey. It's a toss-up, but because they give me something more in terms of color scheme, I gotta go with the New Orleans Breakers. But I think the most important thing that I want to take away from all of this is regardless of which team you're rooting for, whether it's you're a homer or you're just like picking and choosing which team based upon colors or looks, or your favorite player that you think never got that chance on the practice squad for an actual NFL team is on the squad that you're now rooting for, it doesn't matter which. I think we can all agree that we need more leagues like the USFL, the XFL, which is actually coming back supposedly, or at least is slated to come back next year. Maybe with a partnership with the CFL, maybe a partnership with the USFL. I don't know, because again, things have been kind of all up in the air because of the Pando. But regardless, we need more leagues like these. Give a lot of these players a chance to see the field, to hone their craft, to actually get out there, get their names out there as well, and give them a chance on the bigger stage. So whichever team you're rooting for, whether it's the Breakers like me, I'm going to be rooting like hell for them because they look so fresh on the field, or, you know, whichever squad you got. Hopefully you're keeping an eye out on this and you're watching. So until next time, catch y'all later. Peace!